What is up, everyone? It's that time again. You're listening to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Been a Week, but really, I should say it's been a weekend. This weekend, we were hit with an insane Arctic storm, Arctic blast, as they call it, here in Texas. So we had snow, we had ice, we had freezing temperatures. And I know a lot of you people are like, Ben, you're from Minnesota. You're used to this. Yeah, hence why I fucking moved away. I don't want to live in this climate. So the fact that it's happening down here, I'm like, this is not what I've signed up for. I don't know if you guys are aware, Texas is not equipped for the weather like the North is. Our pipes are not buried deep enough. We don't have plow trucks. We don't have salt. No one knows how to drive. It's ridiculous. So like when it gets cold here, everything shuts down. So you're going to listen to this episode, and it's AJ and I talking. We recorded this episode yesterday, and we talked about how we nailed it. We were so prepared. We had this all ready to go. Well, we spoke a little too soon. So this morning I woke up and our pool has like an automatic like antifreeze system. I don't know, but when it gets cold, it kicks on. So it kicks on all the pumps. It turns on the waterfalls. Basically, it gets everything moving so that the pool doesn't freeze, right? This morning I woke up, I look out the window and I'm like, the waterfall's not on. And there's ice covering the entire pool. So something, I don't know, I'm not an electrician. I don't know how this works, but I went out to the pool house and like the outlets are working. There's electricity. So there's electricity going to the pool house, but the circuit board, it's called a Jandy thing that whatever the fuck runs the pool is not working. There's no lights on. None of the pumps are on. So I'm panicking a little bit because it did get to like 4 degrees last night. So I'm pretty sure all the pipes are frozen. And hopefully that doesn't mean they're going to crack and burst. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I do know that all the pipes are underneath cement. So if they did, that's going to be a real bitch. But nothing's working. So that's fun. And then as I was doing my rounds and I'm checking, the waters and all the things, I go check the koi pond and one of the koi is like belly up. Now it's not dead. And we've had this happen before, but this actually happened about exactly a year ago now. Whereas the koi can handle cold temperatures in the water, but what they struggle with is when it changes really drastically. And we went from 70 degrees to 4 degrees in like a matter of 2 days. So I think that kind of stresses the fish out a little bit. So the fish is alive, but it's kind of like bobbing. Like it's not belly up, but I don't know how to describe it. So last year this happened and we brought the koi and we put it in our bathtub with some like Epsom salts and she bounced back. She's alive. She's doing great. So this morning we saw the fish. I'm like, fuck, here we go again. So we grabbed the fish. And when I say fish and when I say koi, this is not like I went to Petco and I bought a $5 koi. These were like imported from Japan and they're like 3 feet long. Like these fish are giant. Like I literally they're huge. So we currently have a 3-foot koi fish in our bathtub with salt and like, I don't know, I'm playing some music trying to get her to bounce back. So stay tuned on that. I hope she makes it because it was a very expensive fish and super unfortunate if those don't make it. And also a really quick funny story about how AJ and I don't really understand farm life. Because let me tell you this, homeowning is a bitch. I don't know who tells people or who teaches them, oh, you should be a homeowner, always buy. Fuck that. Being a homeowner sucks balls. When you're a homeowner, shit breaks all the time. Things are breaking all the time. When you rent, when you're in an apartment, when something doesn't work, you just call the front and you're like, hey, this isn't working, come fix it. When you buy a house, all of that stuff becomes your problem. And let me tell you, the more gadgets and the more things you have, the more things break and the more shit you got to replace. I can't tell you how many times I'm having to like YouTube and figure out like how to fix this and how to fix that. And I don't even know what this is. Or like when you own a house, it never ends. It never ends. So it is whoever has tricked society into thinking, oh, homeowning is a great idea. I'm here to tell you it's not. Rent, throw your money. I know they're like, oh, you're throwing your money away. You have no equity. I don't care. I would rather live in luxury and not have to worry about anything than be like, I have equity. No, this is bullshit. Shit's breaking all the time. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. When we first moved here, when we first bought this ranch, we got a boat. And because we live on our town is a lake town where it's Texas. I'm like, it's going to be hot. We should have a boat. So we got the boat in November. So my assumption, which assumptions are the root of all fuck ups, my assumption was this boat was winterized because it was November. And the boat had come from Minnesota. So I was like, a boat, Minnesota, November, it's for sure winterized. Didn't even think twice about it. When we had this last Arctic storm that happened in 2021, I think, we may have kind of forgot about the boat and left the boat in the garage, and everything was destroyed. That spring, the whole motor cracked, everything was broken. So that was like a $17,000 whoops-a-doodle. I had to get a brand new engine. So the boat has a brand new engine. So it's pretty much a brand new boat. So now I get it winterized every year. I put heaters in there. I do all the steps because I am not going to have that fucking mistake again. Let me tell you. But in this episode, you're going to hear Mr. AJ because really he's the only guest I could get in person because we're iced in. Like we can't leave. Like we drive electric vehicles, which are great when the conditions are good, but like that thing's not going to get us through the snow. And then our truck, it's a dually. So driving a truck trust me, it doesn't do well on ice. It's not great. So we have been snowed in for the weekend. We have been stuck here. You're going to hear all about it, but it's been a week. It's been a weekend. I hope everyone out there is staying safe. I hope everyone is staying warm, and I hope you all had food. And for anyone who's going to come at me with, oh, it's negative 20 up here and it's cold here, I get it. That's why I don't fucking live there. So I don't want to hear that. I know I grew up in Minnesota. My blood has thinned. I haven't lived there in like 15 years, and I am not equipped for that type of weather anymore. I am not that creature. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, welcome back to another episode of It's Been a Week. I'm joined by really the only guest I can have this week because we are iced in, we are locked in, we are snowed in. Please welcome AJ.
Lucky me.
It's fucking cold.
Here's when we first moved here.
Yes, and it is. Here's what people don't understand. Everyone's like, you're from Minnesota. You should be used to it.
Know. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I haven't lived in Minnesota for like 15 years.
I grew up in New Hampshire.
Right, but we don't live there.
I know. And your blood is different when you live there.
Yeah, when you've moved to like, California, Texas, your blood thins out.
Yeah.
Also, there's a reason why we don't live there. Mm-hmm. We moved away so we don't have to deal with this shit.
And also there is just built differently for this type of weather. Like we're in Texas, we aren't built for this.
No, Texas is not equipped for what's happening. Mm-hmm. Like when you're up north, they have.
Thank gosh we are from a fashion standpoint, though.
I mean, good thing we have our furs.
I know. I'm glad I have these hats for us to wear too. Keep us nice and warm.
Because it's so brisk.
It's cold out. I will say though, I'm sorry to cut you off, but about the fashion, I did see something on social media, people posting around like the one good thing about Texas when they get a snowstorm is like people really pull out the looks.
Well, we have a lot of furs.
And like you're waiting to wear this shit, you know?
That is true. We have all these, like, I have amazing, like, North Face jackets and Patagonia and all this shit. And it's fur, and you never get to wear them because it's always so fucking hot here.
I know.
Usually we have to travel to wear our nice stuff.
Yeah.
But when you live up
Actually,
north,
I just think I wear it anyways, don't I?
Well, I'm a sweater, so I can't.
Yeah. I think I've rocked this a few times, maybe when it was a bit warmer out, but I didn't mind.
Yeah. The thing, though, is when you live up north, like, they have snow plows. They have salt for the roads. Like, everyone's homes are equipped. Like, your plumbing is buried much deeper. Here in Texas, our plumbing, it's like 6 inches underneath the ground.
I know.
I'm pretty sure our hot tub is broken.
No, I think it's going to be okay. I think it just froze a little bit. But, like, I mean, it's been cold here before, obviously. Like, we've lived here 5 years now. And we'll talk about, I'm sure, like, the first winter we had here.
Yeah.
That was wild. But, like, this today, like, when we just went outside and Phil was trying to follow us to go do chores, and he's, like, sliding on the ice because he can't walk because it's ice. It's not even, like, snow. It's, like, it's compacted and it's ice.
Well, I think the struggle for this storm in particular is that it was, like, 50 degrees, started raining. Then at night, the cold front came in, turned it all to ice. Then it was snow on top of that.
Yeah.
Then it was more like sleet. So that, to your point, it just has been like compacted down.
Yeah, and I think the ground was warm, so it was probably melting it. And so, like,
disaster.
I know. But you know what? I think you might be really enjoying it because It is seldom that I will just sit around and watch your shows and your movies and all the things you want to do. And I have like really entertained that these last couple days.
Well, you didn't watch Stepmom with me.
That's okay. I clean the closet.
Stepmom, oh, that movie is so good. If you just need like a good cry, if you just want to like sit and cry, that movie is so good.
But aren't you proud that I clean the closet?
Well, it's been on the to-do list for a while.
Well, I mean, like, listen, it's a hard thing to do to get rid of stuff like that you love. Like, I already have gone through that closet numerous times. Two things. One, 4 bags to charity. One I'm bringing to my dad in case he wants any of that. There might be a couple sweaters in there my mom might be able to wear. Because Lord knows they're way too small for me. And then I gave you a handful of things. But then 2, Andrea Joe, when I was chatting with her the other day and I told her, like, I got to clean my closet and blah, blah, blah. She was like, you didn't even have that much stuff before. And I was like, you know what? That's so true. Like, I used to not have that much stuff. I think, like, when I lost my place in Hurricane Katrina, that was like a real, when I was in college, like it was a moment where I was like, I don't know if
you definitely have a lot now.
I have so much shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's you.
No, it's not me.
I think you encourage it because you always are like gluttonous for more.
No, that is not true. I am always telling you, like, you have so many pairs of shoes, and I'm like, you don't need any more shoes. Oh, I need this.
I mean, you
one.
can never have enough shoes.
We're sitting there on the couch, and you're sending me like different like.
Excuse me, hold up, roll it back. Who just ordered a shit ton of shoes?
Listen, I found some good deals on some of my favorite collector.
How do you know I didn't find no good deals on what I have?
Listen, you don't need any more shoes. You need to declutter. But what I was going to say is, isn't it amazing how you said you have 4 garbage bags
for charity, yeah.
But your closet still looks full. Like, and I'm guilty of that too. Like, you can clear everything out and all the stuff, and then you're still like, how is there so much in here?
You know why Andrea Joe said that? Because when we worked at Yahoo, I was very deliberate what I wore to work every day. It was like a pair of like nice jeans, a t-shirt, and some kind of a blazer over it, and that was my look for a long time. Like, I think towards the end, like, it started to,
times have changed. No one...
I know, but I'm just saying, like, so I had, like, specific stuff. Now my closet's an array of things. And even as I was looking at stuff, like, things that I bought for trips that we've gone on, like, part of me is like, why do I still have this? Because I wore it. It was a look. Like, it was a thing. And, like, it's really nice. Either I should donate or probably sell some of it. Because some of it's actually, I could get good money for it.
But a lot of stuff we have, I think it's like you wear it on, like you said, a trip, and it's kind of like a one and done. Like, once you've worn it, it's like it's.
But then it's also like you want to keep it around because, like, when else am I ever going to go and buy that again? So that's my thinking. And, like, I don't know, I'm kind of in that phase. So I did get rid of some things. There are a few pieces I kept that, like, Lord knows my fat ass doesn't fit in, but, like, I'm going to get it to fit.
Zempic.
I'm going to have to up that, by the way, because this shit ain't working. The amount of shit that I've eaten in the last 2 or 3 days from this snowstorm is unreal.
Well, okay, these last few days have kind of felt like COVID times. Like, we're secluded in the house. Like, we're running out of food. I'm like, all I want is like...
We are not running out of food.
Well, we don't have food that
Again, you are gluttonous and you just want more than what we have.
Listen,
Linda.
It just feels like COVID times. Like, we're like, we can't go anywhere. It's like the thing of, if we could go anywhere, I wouldn't want to go anywhere. But it's because we can't that I'm like, I want to go somewhere.
Of course, because somehow that's all connected to what I'm talking about. But what I would like to say is that unlike COVID, we're not drinking White Claws. Like, that was a bad thing in COVID, hence why my ass is fat, because, like, I drank too much during COVID. Like, we all, I think, at some point got to a point where it was like, okay, I'm just going to, like, drink this drink at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, but we also thought COVID was going to be a 2-week thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. But, like, we got to that point. So with this, it's good that it's just food. And frankly, it's healthy food. Like, I've been cooking, made some really yummy fried rice. I made some great pancakes for you. Then I turned those into biscuits, and we had those, like, biscuit things.
No, you hoodwinked me. You said, I'm making cookies, and you took pancake batter and tried to bake it, and it didn't work out.
It actually worked out. It just didn't come out the right way. So then I used them this morning to make biscuits.
I was looking forward to cookies.
Did you not like what I cooked this morning?
No, because all you did...
You said you loved it.
It was good, but you took a pancake and added more sugar and more shit to it. You just made it tastes just like a pancake. So you literally took a pancake and made it even more unhealthy for it to taste exactly like a pancake.
Well, it is what it is. And what else did I make? Pasta. I had some orzo. A lot of carbs. I know.
What?
But we, I had some shrimp in my fried rice. You had some chicken. What else?
I don't know. We don't need to sit and talk about all the food we ate.
Why? I think like it's making me hungry.
That's all we've done. I've taken so many naps.
You've been sleeping a lot.
I've been sleeping a lot.
Actually, I thought about this morning when I woke up. I think I've been a little dehydrated. If you've noticed, I'm like really trying to drink more water because of the weather.
Every day.
What?
Every day you wake up and you have some new ailment.
No, I don't.
Yes,
but
you
I do think
Today
that, and I looked at my face and I was like, what is wrong with your eyes?
No.
And like, I was like, that's dehydration.
People, this is what I deal with every day. He'll wake up and he's like, my kidney hurts. And he's like, ooh, my...
I'm very aware of my body.
Apparently, because I'm like, I don't even notice that shit. He'll be like, oh, my left rib. You make up all these crazy things and you're like, I'm like, how do you even know what is hurting? Just take an Advil and move on.
I mean, I'm very aware. I don't know what to tell you. I pay attention to the details.
And then say you're like, I'm dehydrated. Well, fucking drink a glass of water.
I've been drinking a lot of water, and
then you're not dehydrated.
But my point of sharing that was that causes tiredness. So maybe you're dehydrated because the heat's pumping. You know, we're just like not drinking water. I don't know.
Also, so you guys, this is what also people don't realize. When you have as many animals as we have, there's so much preparation we had to do for a storm like this because you have to prepare for the worst, right? So we have to make sure that in the pasture, all the horse waters have a
heater
thing in there, which whoever invented that, thank God. It's like,
I know.
They're
but
cheap
the fact
little
is,
things
like,
that just float
what
around.
Would be optimal is to have like outlets that are closer because we got extension cords running across this
I know, but
place.
we do this once a year.
I know. But we've done it now. So maybe this is a good point to say, like, why do we know how to do all this? Because when we first moved here, we had lived here, like 2 months?
Oh, yeah.
2.5 months?
Let's roll it back.
Yeah. Roll it back. We first moved here.
No, we moved here at the end of 2020.
Yeah, it was October
of 2020.
12th.
13th
when
of
we
2020. And we thought, it's Texas, it's going to be hot here, whatever. That February was their fucking Arctic...
The beginning, maybe.
Yeah, this Arctic storm that we had no clue, like, what was possible in Texas.
Your friend Emily was here because you and her were supposed to get on a plane and go to Cabo, and then this storm rolled in, worse than it is right now.
Yeah.
And especially worse because we did not know what we were doing and not prepared, and your ass was going to leave me.
I know.
Do you remember that?
I was like, you'll be okay.
You literally were like, I'm going to go, you'll be fine.
Who was going to watch the animals?
Me.
That was crazy, though, because, like, our pool had frozen over. Remember, like, the waterfalls of the pool? It looked like Elsa. It looked like frozen.
Yeah.
It was just like
But it was, like, still barely coming out, but it was, like, big. Like, it was like a frozen...
But all of our pipes froze. Our water tank froze. We didn't have water.
We didn't know. We didn't have the things dripping. Like, we really were foolish. We did not... I mean, first of all, back to where we grew up, I don't remember doing all that stuff that much. Like, I do remember sometimes having a drip of water thing here and there, but like, what would we'd be dripping water for like 7 months, you know?
No, but because your pipes are much deeper up north, and you're prepared. Down here,
Here we didn't know.
Our pipes are 6 inches underground.
Water froze. I mean, we were like going to the pool to get water to flush toilets. Thank God one of the horse things broke. One of the
waters broke,
yeah.
So then it just kept overflowing with water.
Not like significantly, but enough that
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because at the time we were like, oh my God, this is terrible. But it was actually an amazing thing.
Yeah, it was a saving thing.
Then it never froze, so we were able to. We'd have to go out to that specific water, get buckets,
bring it all around the pastures
to all the animals. We had no water in the house.
Well, we didn't know that when the water froze, you're supposed to shut off the booster pump and all that stuff.
Oh my God, we broke the booster.
So it blew out.
Yeah. Okay, so people don't realize we had to like go to the pool. We'd have a bucket, go to the pool, scoop up the water, pour it in the back of a toilet just so we could flush the toilets. We had no water. We had to like get bottled water for us and for the birds and the dogs. And then out in the pasture, we had to like scoop this thing, get the water. And this went on for like 9 days of no water.
Well, because of the booster pump.
Well, so then the booster pump goes out, which we didn't realize, like, oh, the pipes are frozen, but the booster pump kept trying to push water to the house. And this was during COVID times.
Right.
So like everything's on back order. You couldn't get shit. Plus, at this time, everyone needed a booster pump because all sorts of people's went out. And I remember we had like a handyman guy who was fixing some stuff like a week before. And I had texted him and I said, hey, like we need a new pump. And he goes, let me call around. And he's like, I know of one. And he knew of one. And we're like, we'll take it. And these pumps, I think, are normally like $400, $500, $600.
Oh, that's cheap?
There. We paid $2,500.
I remember.
And I remember we had to like go to
pull up to this lady's house. She comes out with like a box.
No, she comes out of her house with like 12 chihuahuas.
I know.
Running out of her trailer house. Then we had to go into her barn, and she has the thing sitting there, and we had to like count the cat. Remember, she's like cash only. It felt like a total drug deal, and I had to like sit and count.
But then we had to believe that the thing was like legit
and that
worked.
it worked and all the stuff. But it was sitting there like counting out the hundreds, and it was like $2,500.
Again, we like haven't lived here long. We're like pulling on this person's property. They have the whole thing here where if you drive on, people can shoot you.
Yeah.
You know, we were like,
we had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
I know, but that's what makes it great.
Then the guy had to come. He installed the pump. I mean, what a shit show.
Yeah, but it was fine. In the long run, it taught us a lot. And frankly, it makes me grateful right now that this is nothing like that, knock on wood. Like, that was a disaster. Well, and like, even beyond it was a bigger storm. Like, they've hyped up this storm, and like, I'm glad that they did, because like, it is destructive, and like, it's ice out there. Like, literally, Phil was sliding all over the place. It's ice. But like, and there are people that can't drive and all that shit. But remember back in 2021, there was that massive accident. Like, some people died and stuff on the highway. It was really sad.
Well, the Arctic one in 21, because people lost power too.
Yeah.
Remember, like the gorillas died at the zoo.
Oh no.
Like so many animals died. It was really bad.
Must have tuned that one out.
Yeah.
But
for this storm, I was like, okay, do we need to be concerned that Ted Cruz like left?
He always leaves.
But like,
that's when you know it might actually be something.
Right. He like was on a commercial flight. Like, it's
but also
sitting in coach.
Is that just like, I know, but like, did he come back? Like, I mean, maybe he was going somewhere for work. I feel like sometimes everything.
Why was he sitting in coach?
I think a lot of politicians do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they're using taxpayer money.
Oh, so it's like a look thing.
Yeah.
Well, and then that time they were doing rolling blackouts because we're on a grid.
We weren't really on that though. We were lucky, remember?
Yeah, we didn't really lose power.
We did lose power, but it was like, and then it would come back on.
But what the fuck is a grid?
It's like, I guess, how they like have all the electricity connected or something.
But why do they have to do rolling black? Why can the world handle power on a normal day, but it can't handle it when there's a storm?
Because it's cold and it's working harder, and like the heat, like there's more stuff being powered to like keep things warmer, so it's more electricity required to like make it work. Yeah. I mean, whatever, like get someone on the podcast that knows more about it, because like I just accept it for what it is. But I will say, I'm glad that the storm is not nearly as bad this time around.
I will also say we were much more prepared.
Yes.
Like if you guys saw our place, like what was it, the day before the storm, we put these water heaters and all the things.
Yep.
We have extension cords. We have space heaters in the horse trailer, in the well house, in the boat.
I put all those things on the outside spigots where I could, because Lord knows I can't remove some things because
it's fine. Then I also had to filled up the generator. I brought the generators to the gas station. I filled up both generators plus the horse trailer and filled the gas cans on top of that. So I made sure everything was full in case we lose power, because I have two generators, like portable ones, because we'll need one for the fish tank and the koi pond. We'll need one for the heaters for the animals, and then we have the horse trailer generator, so we can plug stuff in there. Luckily, our house is the fireplace, which could heat the house, is run by propane. So we should be good.
Yeah, I made my parents order a generator on Amazon, make Cassandra go out and get a generator. And of course, like, no one needs it, but like, if they didn't have it, they would have needed it. And it's a thing everyone should have, especially because like, this isn't gonna stop. Like, even if it's like every couple years, which maybe that's what'll occur, you know, maybe that's the pattern or something. Like, the reality is like, this is gonna become some level of a pattern. I would hope that it's not every year, because then that's just a mess. But what's also really weird about like science and when you think of weather is, from my back in the day of being in an ecology class, the carbon levels are supposed to be increasing. Like, that's part of the global warming situation. And the weather from like the equator would move up. So like what we would have more in Houston, we probably would experience more here. Like that they're having more in like the northern part of like more towards the equator near like Latin America or Central, what would that be? Latin America, like would be more towards here. And then our weather would shift up. That's like what essentially is happening, which I do believe to be the case. But I don't understand then why are these like Arctic blasts also occurring, which I'm sure is somehow all combined with this whole
climate change,
global warming thing, which is scary. Because like, think of like how different this is right now from what we experience in the summer. Like, it's such an extreme right now.
Yeah.
So like, you know, climates, like things that are normally like that would normally grow here, like they can't thrive in this weather. And so, you know, the way that you grow things and plants, like nature survives, it's going to have to either learn how to adapt to these extremes or other things will have to grow here.
Well, I think it's always good to have all these things we've purchased and that you're making your parents purchase. It's never bad to have that on hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Extension cords, space heaters, generators, furs, like all this stuff. You never know when it'll come in handy. So
Yeah.
it's probably a good thing to have.
Yeah. So actually, I think a friend gave me a Neiman Marcus gift certificate when I did some work with them as a thank you. And this was a purchase that I made with it.
Fabulous.
I know.
It's very you.
I know. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I need it. Especially with a gift certificate. You know, when you get a gift certificate, it's like you should use those for things that you normally wouldn't necessarily purchase.
Right.
Because then it's like more fun.
Of course. And now that I'm thinking about it, both these furs that we're wearing, these were our Christmas card 2 years ago
Oh, yeah.
when we were holding the chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, the furs are fabulous. When I do wear this coat, I get so many compliments. It's crazy. Like, people stop me everywhere and like, I love your jacket. I'm like,
And what is it that you say when they say that?
I go, thanks, it's Gucci.
We'll just leave it at that.
It's definitely not.
It's Uchi, if anything.
Yeah, it's a little Gucci.
It's very soft.
Yes, it's real.
Very real.
It's real raccoon.
Yeah. Trash panda.
Trash panda. It's a gorgeous trash panda.
If you don't know what trash panda is, it's one of the things we've learned here in Texas.
Yeah, trash pandas. I don't see that many raccoons around here.
I don't either, really.
We see like possums, armadillos.
Yeah.
But like you don't really see a lot of raccoons. Raccoons are my
Maybe it has something to do with the weather.
possibly it's too cold. My biological
hot.
dad, he had a pet raccoon one time.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, people have them as pets. They're very smart.
Yeah.
Didn't we see something where they're being close to becoming domesticated like cats? We don't need one.
Oh, so cute, though.
I know. Well, hopefully the Arctic blasts and the snowstorms are over because I'm done being that. Like, I do love like a nice jacket. I love sweater weather. I love a chilly breeze, but this is too extreme.
Like Chicago's freezing, where you're from's freezing, like originally from. It's wild. Like I read something about how Chicago was colder than Antarctica. So I reached out to a couple of friends to make sure they were safe. They're like,
Is that
"It's-
true?
Yeah, I think it is because like maybe Antarctica is like not always negative something all the time, you know, but they was negative and it's freezing. So I feel like everywhere is cold.
I'm so sick of being cold.
I hope everyone's safe.
Yeah. All right, now let's get to our breaking point.
Do I get to go first?
Go first. What's your breaking point?
Okay. I love that I grew up driving in the Northeast.
Okay.
Okay. In particular, the Boston area. I went to college down in Miami. People always talk about the crazy driving down in Florida. I felt really safe in Florida driving because, like, in the Northeast, I was taught how to drive aggressively, like, not like an asshole. Maybe just like assertively, right? Get to where you're going, be aggressive, keep it moving. Here in Texas, I know you've talked about driving, I think on the first season and like the way people drive. This is my breaking point, okay? When you're going to turn right into something on a road that you're on and it has like that like shoulder, get in it when you put your blinker on to then make the turn, especially on the roads here where it's like 65 miles an hour driving on these back roads, which I know if you don't live in Texas, that's weird. But like here, the roads that like lead to your home, like could be like 65, 75 miles an hour. It's wild. People are driving on these roads. All of a sudden they're like, okay, I'm going to turn into this development that they live in. They put their blinker on. They stay in the lane of where the traffic is literally to the point where like they like hard right, like 45-degree angle to like drive in. And they don't even go in the shoulder. And I think it's absurd. And I feel like it's like frustrating for everyone driving behind them. It's like causing possibility of an accident that does not need to happen. All they have to do is go over into the shoulder, make it cool, slow down, do the little turn and keep it moving.
And also, people turn so fucking slow.
I know.
Like when you're gonna turn, go. Like
Well,
I don't know why they turn, and then it's like they just take their like. It's like why do we
oblivious? They're oblivious. And the other thing is like here, when you are going that fast, people are oftentimes like going over the center line because a lot of times it's already permitted as like a whatever pass thing, and they're like having to like go into the other lane of traffic. Like just move over.
Move the fuck over.
Like that should be on the Texas drivers test. They should add it. Yeah. They should add it. Maybe they don't need it everywhere, but in Texas, they should add it.
No, if you're turning right, move over to the right, and then you can go whatever speed you want, and then make your turn.
1,000%. It's safer for everybody.
I agree.
It's like respectful for everyone. And so my big learning is like,
start honking your horn.
You know what? That could maybe, but I don't know if I want to do that, especially in today's world. Like, I don't think I need to be getting into road rage with people.
True.
But my big thing is to remind myself when that happens, they may just not know yet. And so my hope is that they hear this podcast episode.
And they will learn to move the fuck over.
Yes. Okay. What's your breaking point?
My breaking point for the week is ice. And I mean all forms of ice. The ice that is out on my driveway, the ice that is covering my koi pond, the ice that is freezing my pipes, and the ice that is killing innocent people in Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I am so over ice. Well, first of all, I'm over being fucking cold. And speaking of being cold, shout out to the protesters in Minneapolis who are out there protesting when it's negative 20 degrees and staying up for something.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care if you're on the left or if you're on the right. What is happening when they are going out there and killing innocent people and like... Just because you break the law, or like even if with the lady who drove away, that does not. You don't get to shoot someone. Like you can
here's
arrest
the
them.
Thing. First of all,
let me finish.
Yes, I want you to, but let me just say one thing based upon what you just said, left or right. This whole like polarizing political bullshit just should not even be a part of this conversation. Like,
right.
And I know that's what you're saying, but I think it needs to be very clear. This is humanity. This is the way that we treat other humans. It does not come down to politics.
I agree.
Yes.
But like this whole the amount of people I've seen defend, like, when Charlie Kirk got shot, the whole world was in an uproar. Right.
Not the whole world.
A lot of people were in an uproar. People were all upset. Now, when these other two people have gotten shot, all I see is people defending why they deserve to be shot. And I'm like, no one deserves to be shot. Not one person deserves to be shot in the head. No one.
Okay. So 2 things on that. One, do you ever notice when you go to want a new car or look for a new car, you always see all the cars on the road? You just got to be careful because I think sometimes, it's getting to a point now. And I see people even post about this where it's like, if you don't say anything about this, like you're siding on the wrong side type of thing. Like, I think people need to just take a breath right now and understand that 1, people express things in different ways. We don't always understand the context. And 2, it's easy to see like a handful of people say something that you disagree with and think that it's a lot more.
Right.
Okay?
I agree.
Now, 2, what I think also about this whole thing around people like picking a side or whatever, it goes right back to what I was saying earlier around humanity. And I think that if this was an opposite situation and it was like, there does come a point where there is a connection between ICE and the current administration, and there are certain politics that, yes, are all combined into this. And I think that there are people out there who say, I stand with this because they feel like if they don't, they're like going against this other thing that they feel so aligned with, okay? And the reason why I said what I said earlier is I really think that we have to move somehow the conversation deeply away from any connection to the administration or to what's happening politically, because they're using that on purpose to diversify or to divide, to create division between everyone. On purpose. Like, that's a tactic I'm sure someone smart enough is using. And I think that we as humans have to get to a place of it's just wrong.
Right.
Like you're saying. And
like, no one deserves to be shot, whether you are on whatever side or whatever. Everyone does in this country. You're supposed to have a jury, and you're supposed to have due process before you get punished, not just, I don't like what you're doing, boom, I'm going to shoot you.
Well, and honestly, like at some point, because they are funded by the federal government, and like they're increasing that funding, and like Congress has to stand up. And I do see like a lot of other people posting like, make the phone call to your senators and like make the phone call to your representatives, because they need to refute this. And like, there's so many different ways to take action, to try to create an impact, to try to...
What's your thought on everyone just posting like all the stuff on social media?
I think that's part of what today's about. And I think that like people who are like talking like, oh, we can't just post and whatever, like I kind of just think that it's foolish. We live in a world where everyone's on social media, and if people are going to share stories that create an awareness for people who don't know, then that's good. Then that is a form of activism.
Today that someone commented on like one of my clips from the podcast, and they said, "Why don't you use your platform to talk about what's happening in Minneapolis?"
It's your choice.
Well, part of me was like, first of all, I asked her. I said, "Do you listen to the podcast?" Because I very rarely hold back, and I usually share exactly what I believe in, and have no problem standing up for what I believe in. Second of all, I also thought back to Ursula Carlson when she was like, "Look, my page isn't a soapbox; like it's a comedy page." So then there's part of me where I was like, just because I'm not posting on Facebook
you don't have to.
Right. I'm like, just because I'm like, for me to go on there and post something is just going to cause back and forths and arguments, and it's just going to get people riled up. And it's just like, is that really productive? I think most people who know me probably know my stance on where I believe, where I stand on this shit. Now, do I need to post that to be like, this is what I believe in? Or is it like, you know what I mean? Like there is that fine line where I'm like, it was kind of like, okay, do I need to be posting about it?
I think you have to take a few steps back and think about what it is that you want and what it is that matters to you. And I'm going to be critical for a second, because you just said like when you post, you know that it's going to cause this back and forth thing on your page.
Yeah.
Because like, and I don't mean this negatively, I'm using this as like a pure piece of information. I think you enjoy that. You enjoy having that banter with people. Whether or not like it is always enjoyable, you do ignite it. If opposite of me, if I were to post something and someone were to say something to me or post something, I would be the first to either delete it, reach out to them personally. Like I don't choose to have a very public discourse in that way.
Right.
And so I think that's one thing you need to think about. Second is like for people that are in a position where they're wondering, do they need to post? No, you get to do whatever you want with that. But I think we also shouldn't criticize other people for them using it in their way.
No, of course not.
Right?
I just have seen, like, the last few days on social media, it's
because I think it's getting to a point, people are saying this thing around like, what is the tipping point? I think it is becoming such a cultural conversation when it feels like we're so at a point where you can't look away from it.
I don't want to look away, but do I have to post to
no,
to prove I'm on the right side of history or something? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where when the person commented said, "Why don't you use your platform to talk about Minneapolis?" And I was like, well, first of all, I mean,
you don't have to. It goes back to when we first moved here, and I told you got to meet people where they're at. Mm-hmm. When we moved here, I was like, if we move here and we start talking like we talk in West Hollywood, like no one's going to understand us.
Right.
And it did make a difference with our neighbors and the people that we met here who have a very different perspective or a level of ignorance to the world that we lived in.
Right.
Respectfully, like us coming here is the same way. But I was very intentional with saying we need to meet them where they're at, because it's harder that for them probably to meet us where we're at, because we are the different people showing up from a lot of different ways. And so as a result, it allowed us to have conversations with people and then over time shift their own perspective so they could see the world differently. And I think that with your social media, with anyone's, you get to make that decision.
Right.
But I think that if in your heart you want to help other people see something different, you get to choose how you want to do that. I think a lot of people are getting to a point where they are in pain and they're feeling like they want to do something and they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And so one of the easiest things to do is to share something. So it doesn't necessarily say like, here's my stake in the ground, but maybe it influences one other person. And maybe if we looked at it that way, rather than it being performative or like having to like, be like a shield that you're putting up, like this is who I am or whatever, like the world would be a better place.
Yeah. And I think that when on this podcast, I can sit and speak and we can have this conversation, and people might have listened to my first part about, oh, fuck ICE or whatever. And then they're going to be like, oh, but then they're like, oh, wait a minute. And they can listen to us just talk this out. Where on social media, you post something and it just immediately becomes this like war. And I was like, I don't know. So that's why I was like, I don't know.
Doesn't have to be though, is what I'm trying to say.
But you're not on my page with my people. It will be. Because,
or you learn to get to a place where you don't entertain that.
Hence why I didn't post anything.
Or you do post it and then you still find a way to not have it be a war. because that's what you
But
choose.
normally I post and I don't respond to anyone. I just peace out.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, there's paragraphs upon. I have these people that it just will go and doesn't end well. For it just people get hurt feeling. I've had that. I have my people attacking other people in my comments. It becomes that's why I didn't post anything about it because I'm like, do I really want to?
Then turn off the comments. Like, make another decision. I really think that the world, like I talk about this.
But even that, then they just delete you. Like it's.
Then let them.
No, but then what's you're not getting any. You're not. Then what's the point of posting? You're not changing any.
That's what I think you have to answer for yourself. Because then when you get to the real belief or whatever that is, understanding of whatever that is, then you're going to know how to answer these other questions better. And I think that like a lot of these people, I like to see the world, you know this, as in a better way. I feel really lucky that like I was raised that way. I like to think that like people want to grow and people want to change, myself included. And I think that sometimes, especially more as I grow older, or the way the world changes, people need identity. They need community. They feel safe inside those things. They feel seen. They feel heard. They feel loved. These are all very fundamental things that humans need. And then I think what happens is they can at times lose who they are by not really understanding who they genuinely truly are as a person. And they're finding that inside of others or inside of something where they feel a little bit of safe, and then they're willing to like willing to give a little to just keep feeling that way that made them feel great. And then eventually they go, wait, this isn't for me. And I've been seeing other people post about that right now too. Like there's been another level of conversation on social media I've seen where it's like, no matter what you decided for, like what you voted for, what you decided before, like this doesn't have to be connected. You don't have to talk about your reasoning for doing that or whatever. But this is a moment where what is occurring, you should be standing up for what's right from a human standpoint. And I think that, you know, the more that we have to have these conversations, but I think for you have to really get back to understanding like why you want to have it, like right now. And if this is the way that you feel good having it, then that's it. And now that it's done, anyone that has a question for you, be like, oh, here, go listen here.
Right.
You know, and like it allows you to have a moment to share your perspective. And back to my point of exceptional experiences, if someone's willing to listen here, maybe it does help them to open up their mind. And guess what? If it doesn't, that's on them. That's not your job.
Not out here being a mind opener.
You are, but like, it's like the whole, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink type of shit. You can lead whatever those things are, you know? I've never been good with these little sayings, but like.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it.
Right? Like, I think that, you know, when you really understand who you are and the way you want to show up in the world, and you think deeply about that, and you enter into the world with clarity on that, it allows you to feel better with the choices that you make. And I think a lot of people are just don't do that kind of work, and they are out there trying to just feel good, and they find themselves in something. And that's why I think a lot of people end up losing themselves. And
I also think if more people would just have conversations, not on social media, real talking, I think a majority of people can actually meet in the middle.
I agree with that. And then we can move on if I can say one more thing. Because I'm not very familiar with, you know, Charlie Kirk or all that world. I'm not. What I do think, though, is one of his things, or that platform, was about having conversations. I do believe there's something in there. And I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But my challenge back to what you just said, and my challenge to what I understand from that thing is, you have to enter into those conversations correctly. You have to enter into them with openness. You have to enter into them with love. You have to enter into them with care. You have to enter into them with a willingness to hear other people, to shift your own perspective. And if you can't, then conversations oftentimes aren't good. And it's like reality television, which makes it great, is because you have people who are like hard-headed and they're willing to go to bat to create great TV.
I would be so good on a reality show.
But that's where those conversations need to start in order for them to be effective.
Okay. I'm going to wrap that up.
While I sit here in my purple fur.
All right, everyone. Be kind to one another. Speak to each other, not on social media. Speak in person. Stay warm until this Arctic freeze is done. Jay, thanks for being my Arctic freeze buddy.
Guess there won't be any after show because I am the show.
You were the show this week. And for everyone else, I will see you next Tuesday.